competing on economics. Okay, now this video is going to be, well, it's going to be a lot deeper than what you find in other programs, what you find on YouTube. Some of this stuff, honestly, is going to be brand new to most of you, which should get you really excited, because that's why you're here, to learn the stuff that you can't learn anywhere else. Now, to begin with, I want to encourage you to stop thinking get customers and start thinking keep customers. Okay, because this is how a stable long-term business is built. Now, can you just smash the market with a decent offer and make millions of dollars? Absolutely you can. Yes. And I've seen a handful of people do that. You know, they come in with a new offer, crush it for 6 months, 12 months, maybe a year and a half, and then it burns out. They turn it off and go to Thailand, you know, go to Bali with $1 million in the bank account, right? And if you want to do that, look, I ain't going to judge you. I know a couple of people pretty well. They've become good friends over the years who I don't really agree with their business practices, but they are good people deep down, you know, and they go that way. That's okay. But if you want to sustain scale and you want to maybe exit your company and build something great that actually lasts, like, you know, like I did with my e-learning company. You know, we were in business for almost 7 bloody years, for God's sakes. Fantastic team, awesome product, happy customers, that kind of thing. And of course, I sold it for millions of dollars to a PE firm. If you want to build something truly great and long-term, you need to create the absolute best product possible and treat your customers with love, care, and respect for the long term. What that does is creates a flywheel. Now, to describe this, I once heard Alex Hormozi say that having a great product and happy clients creates a tailwind and pushes you forwards, and having a subpar product and unhappy clients creates a headwind and pulls you backwards. One way to know which one you have is to answer the following 2 questions. So number 1, do your customers, let's change this, do your customers either repeat buy or stay subscribed to a recurring plan? And 2, do your customers refer others to you without you asking for them to do that? And do they give you shining testimonials without you asking for them? Now, both answers should be a massive yes. And if any of those are a no, then you've got some problems to fix. That's okay. You know, not every business is amazing from day one. And that's why you're here inside the training with me, to learn this stuff, right? So if any of those things are a no, don't worry. But let's start to fix it. Okay. Now, usually, if you're answering no, you have customers. And if you're answering yes, you have clients. Okay. Customers are short term. They often buy kind of just once, and that's it. Clients are long-term, loyal customers who make repeat purchases, who stay subscribed, who come to your events, who buy your back end. Okay. Like I've said here, customers generally just buy and get forgotten about. Clients buy, fall in love with you, your product, your service. They shout about it. They carry on giving you money, and they're just a pleasure to work with. Right now, in my e-learning company, it was more of a customer business. 1 purchase, sometimes 2, then they go off on their own and don't come back. Okay. No relationship building, very few referrals. And quite honestly, it was more kind of churn and burn. And every single month it was like, right, we need to get new clients. You know, we need to get more sales calls. We need to get people closed. Blah, blah, blah. Right? And some businesses are more like that, but I've learned a lot over the years. And if I could go back, I would do things differently. Okay? I only realized the importance of relationship building, and especially recurring revenue, towards the end of my ownership of the company, just before I actually sold it. I lacked knowledge and experience, but like I just said, I've learned my lesson. Okay. And that's reflected in the business that I run now. So in my business coaching business, it is very much a client business. So clients stay subscribed to the monthly retainer for a very long time. They regularly give me fantastic testimonials, which you'll have seen on the YouTube channel from some of the biggest people in the world now. And they refer other people to me. And that actually happens a lot. Like, I mean, right now I don't run ads. So the only way that I get clients is either through referrals mainly, or from just literally going out there and meeting people and having conversations, having coffee. And then, eventually they become a client. So it's very much a relationship business that I run now. And that's why people stay so long, continue to buy from me, stay subscribed, and so on and so forth. And a lot of my clients also come to my Dubai boardroom mastermind event as well. Sometimes, in many cases, more than once as well. And just to kind of give you an example of that, to see the image below. So this is a picture of the lifetime value of one of my business coaching clients. And as you can see, he spent £71,000 with me so far. One customer has spent £71,000, which is, I believe it's something like maybe $90,000 US. And he's also just attended the Dubai Boardroom Mastermind just literally last weekend as well, which was a further amount of money as well. So imagine, I mean, you do not need many customers if you're doing this properly to make $1 million. It's not unusual for my customers to spend like 30, 50, 70,000 pounds with me, so 10, 15 customers and you've literally made $1 million in cash. 15 customers, man. Think about that for a second, guys. Imagine only having 15 customers, maybe 20 customers, and making $1 million fucking dollars in goddamn cash. That is a phenomenal business right there. And a lot of it's recurring as well. So this is the power of love and care, product quality, having a back end, and factoring in recurring revenue. Man, let me promise you this. If you do this, wow, you are going to make a fucking lot of money. A lot of money. And it's going to be easy, and it's going to be fast, and it's going to be fun as well. Now, this is the way to achieve massive scale and consistency of growth and revenue through the above 4 points. And it's crucial to build relationships and not just process sales. Okay, this is how you compete on economics, because very few people go to these lengths and do these things and actually engineer an amazing business that's built to last, not just go up and then down. This is what we're doing here, guys. This video is going to give you the knowledge to engineer an amazing business, because most people aren't doing this, guys. If you do, it gives you a massive edge. Okay, and you're learning how to do it in this video and the other videos in the program. Next, remember that one problem solved is another created. So your front-end product or service will almost certainly create another problem. Understanding and actioning that will help you create better economics in your business. As an example, I'm writing a book right now that's going to solve the problem of how do I get the knowledge required to start and scale an info business, right? And after reading the book, people will have the knowledge. Problem solved. But then the problem of, well, how do I actually build it all? Where the hell do I start? What do I build first? What if this happens? What if that happens? That's then created. That problem is created. To solve that, they're going to need training videos, and ideally someone who's been there and done it to hold their hand and coach them. So what am I going to do? I'm going to offer this training course to people, and I'm going to offer them, well, a select few of them anyway, private one-to-one coaching with me. And that is going to solve that second problem. But then the problem of, man, I wish I knew other entrepreneurs on the same mission as me who I could spend time with, share ideas with, have coffee with, have dinner with, is created, right? And to solve that problem, they can come to the Dubai Boardroom Mastermind. So hopefully that makes sense, okay? One problem, solve it. Another problem, solve it. Another problem, solve it. And that's how you create that customer journey. And as you continue to solve the client's problem, you continue to get paid. This boosts your economics and allows you to scale as far as you please. And if you engineer service delivery properly, you're literally looking at you're literally looking at $1 million per month business via the above, easily and pretty fast. easily and pretty fast too. Okay. You've got to get things balanced. So obviously you're not going to scale 1-to-1 to a million a month unless you're Tony Robbins or someone like that. But if you engineer the course side of things, the one-to-one side of things, the back end side of things, have a mastermind, have a book on the front end, you can get to a million a month very quickly and very easily as well. Another thing to keep in mind is recurring revenue. So if you provide an amazing product and service and you factor in elements that people need to kind of keep access to, right? Like one-to-one coaching, having a school group, having training material that's constantly being updated, like this training that you're in, by the way. You know, I started building this 1.5 years ago, and I'm still adding elements to it. So it's not static. You know, this program that you're watching is going to carry on evolving. So you're going to want to come back to it in 2 months, in 4 months, in 6 months. Because if you leave as a client and end the subscription, then you're going to be losing out. You're going to be missing out on what's new, you know, what kind of new things happen, what takes place, what do I learn that I can then share with you, you know, like this video that you're watching right now. So having these things allows you to charge a monthly fee because they're carrying on getting value. Okay, and they want to carry on getting value. Now, there's 2 ways that you can do this. Okay, you can either charge a large upfront fee and add a small recurring fee, or just one flat recurring monthly fee like I do myself. Okay, and either one will work. See, people are starting to realize customers are not endlessly available, especially when you scale, right? If you operate in a churn and burn fashion, then eventually your offer is going to burn out and your business will have literally burned through the market. Okay, and you'll need to invent a new mechanism, completely rebuild everything, brand new ads, brand new funnel, brand new product, everything. Unless you're selling into an immensely broad market and you have a very, very expensive back end. Okay, that's the only way to not have recurring. Okay, otherwise, not having recurring is suicide if you want to scale to 8 and 9 figures. Okay, I'll say that one more time. If you want to scale to 8 and 9 figures, not having recurring is suicide. Okay, now let me share an example. The Mickelson twins, okay? They sell a $2,000 front end and a $10,000 back end, and 21% of the people that buy that. Now, not only are those incredible numbers, but their market is literally every human on earth because their offer is how to outsource the production of ebooks to make 3 to 5K a month in passive income. Pretty much any human on earth can buy that, okay? Anyone on earth who can afford their program can buy it. So the scale's just monstrous, and therefore, they can get away with not having recurring revenue. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And without recurring revenue, as we speak, they're making 12.4 million per month. Yes, per month. Okay. With that said, they are working on a software right now. So they are eventually going to have recurring revenue because they want to scale a little bit further. They want to get towards 15, 20 million a month before they sell. But nonetheless, hopefully that kind of gives you some inspiration. So let's summarize what we've covered. So number 1, you want clients, not customers. And to achieve this, your product should be breathtaking. So much so that people spread positive word of mouth automatically, creating a positive flywheel or a tailwind. Secondly, you should continue solving problems for your customers as they progress through your product suite by having a front end and then a back end. If one product creates a new problem, then build a new product to solve the new problem and on, right? Try to solve as many problems as possible to deepen your back end as much as possible. And that's going to keep adding value for customers and keep making you money over the long term and just maximizing that LTV per customer. And finally, factor in recurring revenue. This will stop you from starting at 0 every month, which will create ease, longevity, and will even make your company more sellable too. Also use aspects such as ever-evolving course content, a community or group, and where possible, one-to-one coaching to make your recurring subscription as sticky as possible to reduce churn. So I hope that helps, guys. I'll see you in the next video soon.